Well, let's see what's going on with Hasbro these days. Oh, that's cool. Wait, there's a new HasLab campaign? Man, I gotta start making more YouTube videos. I don't even remember if I know how to. It's been ages. I gotta start with some kind of intro. What did I say? What's up, my Star Wars brothers? Something like that, right? Oh, I just need to get this thing going. I'll get back into it. Yeah. I just say like, hey, Star Wars guys, what's up? Let's do this. Yeah, that's what it was, right? Let's do this. Oh yeah, I still got it. Wait a minute. Where's my intro music? I can't even find anything anymore. What is this? Sienna, did you mess with my computer? Why is there Bluey music where my YouTube music should be? Oh, this is ridiculous. I'm just gonna have to do the music myself, I guess. Here goes nothing. Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 118 of Brett on Fet, and it has been a minute since I have put out a new YouTube video. I'm really sorry it's taking me this long. It started out I just needed to take a little bit of a break, but I just got extremely busy this summer with work, where my job is going through a bunch of transitions. I'm having to do a lot of work on the weekends. And weekends I wasn't working, I was taking my family on short weekend vacation trips. We didn't take a long summer vacation this summer. Instead, we took several just short, 3-day weekend trips. And so it was just impossible for me to get some videos done. It took a lot longer than I had hoped for. Now, I have to say that although I'm back with a new video this week, unfortunately, it doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to be back to putting out a video on a weekly basis. Typically I put my videos out on Sunday morning, but I'm afraid work is still extremely busy and my kids are very active right now, so I just don't know that I can commit to doing a video a week. But I guarantee my YouTube channel is not going away, and it probably will end up being something where I put out a video maybe every 2 weeks, or at the very least I will get out a video once a month. So hang in there with me. Eventually I should be able to get back to putting out a regular video every week, but it's just going to take a while before I'm ready to get back to that point. So I hope you guys understand, and I appreciate all your support. Last weekend I was able to make it up to Dallas, Texas for the second ever Rebel Scum Con. It was awesome. I had a great time with my buds. And so I just had to get in that effort to put out a video to cover a little bit about the con, some of my pickups, but also just to catch up on my channel in general. There's a lot been going on lately with Hasbro. Of course, we've got the new HasLab campaign for the LAAT/I, or the Republic Gunship. Really excited about that. But I just wanted to run through some general happenings, give you guys my thoughts, and share with you some of the pickups I got. We also got the latest wave of TVC a few weeks ago, so I want to shoot through those. It's going to be a pretty long video because it's just so much to catch up on with you guys, but I will try to go as quickly and efficiently through the stuff as I can. Alright, before we get into my experience at Rebel Scum Con and my pickups, I do want to quickly run through my thoughts on the reveals from San Diego Comic-Con that occurred a few weeks back, since I hadn't had a chance to do that yet. Plus, I got the latest TVC wave in. I just want to get my thoughts on those as well. And again, I'm going to move through these at lightning speed, so just bear with me. But let's take a look at those SDCC reveals. Alright, so starting with Black Series, they revealed a new Asajj Ventress. This is her bounty hunter look from the Clone Wars, and she looks fantastic. Hoping we see a TVC version of this Asajj in the near future. And they're getting an all-new Jango Fett. This makes sense, considering TVC got a new Jango Fett last year. And the head sculpt looks amazing. Meh. And they revealed the highly anticipated Stranger or Chimere from the Acolyte. This thing looks awesome. I cannot wait for them to give us this in TVC. I hope it turns out just as well. It does have the swappable head, which is great. Loving that helmet. Very cool figure. And maybe my favorite reveal for Black Series was this 2-pack of Vader and Luke in the Bespin duel. It comes with parts of the bridge and it looks amazing. Luke looks really good. He's mostly new. It's got some reused parts, but I'm digging the face sculpt. And check out the Vader with the wired cape. I think this is the way to go for all caped figures in the Black Series. I don't think you could ever pull this off at the 3 3/4 scale, unfortunately, but it does look fantastic, and I'm anxious to see how good this set looks in hand. Next up, for the vintage collection, we finally got a look at the all-new Han Solo from A New Hope, and I have mixed thoughts about it. I think it's one of those situations where I really have to wait till I get this figure in hand to appreciate how good it is. Certain angles, it looks fantastic, but they seem to struggle with Harrison Ford's face sculpt. You know, certain angles it looks really good, but other angles it looks really frumpy and off. So I just have to wait and see. Then we got to look at the new Chewbacca from A New Hope, and he looks pretty good. They gave us a new head sculpt at least, and all new legs. The legs look way better. You could tell it's got great articulation finally. They still got that just decades old arms and torso. So it's a little weird that they wouldn't just go ahead and give us an all new Chewie. But I guess they felt the arms and torso were good enough and they look fine. I think I could work with this Chewie. It's not as big a deal to me as it is to a lot of people. And finally, as a bit of surprise, they announced the Imperial Shock Trooper. This is on the all new clone body and it looks great. I think I'm happy with this release with the all new clone body. Of course, we had a Revenge of the Sith one before. I am surprised they're putting it on a Clone Wars card instead of just going ahead and putting it on a Revenge of the Sith card. And since they put it on a Clone Wars card, it is weird that they called it Imperial Shock Trooper. So Hasbro does it again with getting little things wrong. It's not an Imperial Shock Trooper at this point, but you know, tomato, tomato, I guess. And then, of course, the big announcement from Hasbro at SDCC was that we're getting a new HasLab, and it's going to be the LAAT/I Republic gunship from Attack of the Clones. And I'm here to tell you, I think this is a great release. Now, I was pretty sure we were going to be getting a U-Wing instead, but I was not at all surprised. This was my second guess. And, you know, I think it's a good one. I'm going to do another video just dedicated to the HasLab in the near future, and I'll get into the details. But I'm here to tell you, I think it was a good move going to the prequels, and I think this thing looks fantastic, so I'm all for it. I backed it. I love how it comes with 2 stands, a flight mode stand and a hovering stand. I like how it has interchangeable panels with the caricatures on there. The tiers, I'm not super excited about. I think they're solid releases. It's always good to get more Jedi out there. I just don't think these characters necessarily go with the gunship per se. But we are getting the Battle of Geonosis theme for next year, and so I really feel like if you're gonna have releases from the Battle of Geonosis, you gotta get the gunship, so I'm really hoping this thing backs. Alright, so I mentioned earlier, I do want to run quickly through the last wave for TVC we got. These actually came in 2 or 3 weeks ago. As you can see, I'm missing the Crosshair card back. I had that, I got it in, but it was all beat up and I already opened him, so I don't have him displayed here. But here is the Crosshair, and he is looking amazing. And it's about time that Hunter finally got another team member from the Bad Batch to keep him company. And for the rest of the wave, we got the Marshall version of Cobb Vanth. Great looking card back. We needed this version of this figure to go with the Cad Bane from Book of Boba Fett. Then we got the Jedi Survivor Night Sister Marin. Cool card back and really good figure. Don't sleep on this one. We'll revisit her in just a second. Then also from Jedi Survivor, we got the Rocket Launcher Trooper. Really easy one for Hasbro to do. Not sure why they took quite this long to get this one out, but that's a pretty solid trooper to have. And then maybe the best figure from the wave is the Moff Gideon in his Dark Trooper armor from Mando Season 3. Awesome looking card back. Of course, the shortfall on this one is it did not come with a swappable head, but he is looking really cool. This was definitely a figure we needed in the collection, and I'm digging the staff he comes with the electro effects. So overall, it's a solid wave, especially with Crosshair and the Moff Gideon figures. These are by far the 2 best figures in this wave. Solid figures. But again, don't sleep on the Marin figure. This is a really good figure, guys. The face sculpt looks good, and she comes with swappable hands. She has a force hand and a grippy hand, and it even comes with some magic effects, which has a really neat hand imprint method of attaching it. And I'm really digging this. I think this was a very creative way to get this thing attached. I don't know that they've done this before. Maybe in Black Series, pretty sure they haven't done it in TVC, and I really liked how that worked. So yeah, she is a solid figure. Neck is a bit on the long side, but she comes with a staff. It's got some decent paint apps, and I love the vibro blade that has the holster on the back. So yeah, this is a very cool figure. All right, so last weekend, I went up to Dallas, Texas for Rebel Scum Con. This is the second ever Rebel Scum Con. It's actually in Frisco, Texas, which is right outside Dallas. And the Rebel Scum guys did an awesome job on their second time around. Lots of improvements, great crowds, great cosplayers, really good guests, guys. And I went with my usual convention buds, Gary, Brad, and TVC Mac, and we had a great time. So let's check it out.
happened to come across somebody I went to college with, and he said, we're making a science fiction film in the Valley, and you'd be great. Come take a look and see what we're doing. And I was like, well, I have another job now, but no, he says, no, you should come out and take a look. So I did, and we went, looks pretty good to me.
He was the first person to see the Phantom Menace all the way through. Not kidding. Literally the first human being to see Phantom Menace from beginning to end. I really like the show, and I say that having seen, all of through various iterations, but I've also seen finished episodes where I'm like, I like this show. This is a cool show, very different show than we've done.
Alright, so as you can see, it was an amazing time. And like a lot of these cons, they're doing these trends where they have these pins. At ICCC, we had Jawa-themed pins, and this time around they had Trooper-themed pins of all the characters. I didn't end up collecting them all. I didn't really care to get every single one of them, but I got a bunch that I liked. You know, a lot of them come in mystery bags. But it's fun to collect these, and you kind of hunt for them on the con, you trade with people. And so it's just a good time and a great way to meet other Star Wars fans. And you gotta admit, these things are adorable. One of my favorite Star Wars artists is Jason W. Chrisman, and I was so ecstatic that he had a booth there. So I picked up a couple of things, starting with this Cad Bane. This is so cool with the glowing red eyes. He's kind of the minimalist silhouette artist, and it's just a really cool effect. I have the bounty hunters by this guy. And so then I had to also get the carbon freezing chamber scene, and this thing is amazing. I love the look of this with the orange glow. This is one of my favorite scenes in all of Star Wars, so I just had to get this. It was awesome getting to meet Jason, really great guy. Check out his website, jasonwchrisman.com. He's got some amazing things. Alright, so speaking of art, there was a vendor there that has these shadow box art, and they're like three-dimensional. They have all different sizes, movie posters, and they're done really uniquely with this 3D effect, different layers. And they had some really small ones, so I got the smallest one they have, and it is this holiday special debut of Boba Fett. So really cool piece. And you know, if you go to a con, I've seen this vendor there before. I'm sorry I forgot to get the name, but their 3D shadow box art was amazing. Next up, I got this really cool patch from the Bunta Eve party. This was the Friday night party that had the live band karaoke where you got to mingle with a lot of celebrities. This patch was actually for VIP tickets to this particular event, and I cheeked out and didn't get it. So Gary Moore actually gave me his. Cheers, Gary. Next up, I picked up the 212th Battalion Clone Trooper from Revenge of the Sith for TVC. A lot of you probably think I have every single TVC, but that's not true. I'm still missing a few figures. This is one of the few Revenge of the Sith ones I was still missing. It is VC38. I believe the only remaining Revenge of the Sith carded figure I'm missing is now the Ayla Secura. I have her Clone Wars version, but I don't have the Revenge of the Sith card back version. Now this 212th is not in perfect mint condition, but it's in good condition. It displays well, and I got a great deal for it, so I'm happy with it. Next, I finally picked up Efont Mon. Now, I actually had this figure on card in really good condition for years since it first came out, but when I got back into TVC a few years back, I went ahead and sold it. I didn't feel like I really needed to keep it, and I got some good money for it. But then they came out with the whole Jabba throne room set, and I really regretted selling it. But it all worked out because I found this beater one at the con, and I got a great deal for it. The guy sold it to me for 20 bucks, and you really can't beat that for this awesome figure. I mean, check out the mold of this figure. It is so good. It's actually got some fairly decent articulation, more articulation than I was expecting. I didn't know that the jaw articulated, for one thing, but the sculpting is just masterful on this, even though this is a very old figure. So really happy to get this one. Now, he's not very well balanced. He is top heavy and he will fall over unless you use his cane, but it's all good. Just put the cane under his hand and he will stand just fine. So this guy is going to go great in my Jabba throne room. To me, this is a must-have for any collector that is a fan of Return of the Jedi. And speaking of Return of the Jedi, I never had an Amana Man. I don't know why. I just never picked this one up. And this is the best release of Amana Man. This is the Power of the Jedi version. He comes with a lot of accessories, plus Salacious Crumb, and it's a pretty good looking mold. If you haven't picked it up, you can get it for fairly cheap. I think I got this one for 20 bucks. And so I think it's worth picking up, especially if you have a Jabba throne room set up. Here's a closer of Amana Man out of the package. He comes with some interesting accessories. Here's some skulls on a staff. And then check out this. It's a skeleton. And this is a bit on the creepy side. Not really sure what he's doing with this. He is a bounty hunter, and I think he is particularly savage. He comes with a Salacious Crumb. This is a repack. And there is a look at the mold itself. He has some basic articulation. It's not great, but do you really need a fully articulated Amana Man? Probably not. So I'd say this is worth picking up. I would like to see TVC reissue this guy on a TVC card back, possibly with an all-new mold, maybe a little bit better articulation, so it can complete the original 96. All right, for this next one, I'm cheating a bit because I did not actually purchase this at the con. Rather, my friend Brad gave it to me at the con, an amazing gift. This is Boba Fett and Carbonite. This is a custom figure by Ben Mund. You can find Ben on the Facebook Vintage Collection page. He does some awesome custom Frozen and Carbonite figures of various characters, and he did all of the Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters, and I really needed the Boba Fett. You know, obviously with Fett being one of my focus characters, there's a look at the other bounty hunters on the back. And so go check out Ben Munn, but thank you so much, Brad. This was an amazing gift. This Boba Fett will make a fine addition to my collection. Next up, you guys may know that I'm a huge Heir to the Empire trilogy fan, so I tend to buy anything related to that trilogy. And I never had this Heir to the Empire comic 2-pack featuring Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade. So I finally got a great deal on this at the con. What an amazing set. I actually have these figures loose I picked up for the cheap, but they kind of have some issues with them. But I really wanted them carded anyways. So great to finally have this. I do collect a few of these comic packs. I think I have about 5 or 6 of these now. And I think this was the last one remaining that I really wanted to get. Now I did get some awesome TVCs autographed at the show, but I can't show you those because I turned them in for grading at the show. So I'll have to show you guys those another time when they come back from grading. But one autograph I got that I can show you is this awesome Bo-Katan Black Series helmet signed by Katie Sackhoff herself. It came out great. It was awesome getting to see Katie again. She was a real trooper on Saturday because she ended up having to shoot some scenes for a TV series in Vancouver, Canada that same day, and then got in late in her flight. So got to the con pretty late, but stayed late to sign for everyone in line that wanted to get an autograph on Saturday night. So that was great of her, and she was completely nice about it and still full of energy despite being extremely tired. So great experience getting to meet Katie again. Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode of Brett on Fett. Thanks for coming back to my channel and checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the SDCC reveals, what you think about the HasLab, and whether or not you attended Rebel Scum Con. Thanks to all my subscribers. Don't forget you can also follow me on Instagram. Take care, and we'll see you next time.